Hey friends, let's go into the treehouse today and see what adventures are waiting for us. Today we're going to be studying color and have all kinds of fun doing colorful things. What is your favorite color? My favorite color is purple. I'm Miss Mo from the Wichita Children's Theater, and let's get started with another day of connecting and creating together. Can you see so many colors in the treehouse? I have brought a lot of colorful things in for us to look at today. We're going to talk about important colors called primary colors. Our primary colors are blue and yellow and red. But from these colors, we can make other colors. When we mix our red and our blue together, we get a color, my favorite, purple. And when we mix red and yellow together, we get orange. You see, we have a red and a yellow and it makes orange. And when we mix blue and yellow together, we have a blue and a yellow, and we mix them together, what are we going to get? We get green. So let's talk about that again. Red and yellow together make orange. Red and blue together make purple, and blue and yellow together make green. This is a color wheel, and you have a chance to make a color wheel of your very own. Green, orange, purple, red, yellow, blue. Blue and yellow and red are our primary colors. Green and orange and purple are secondary colors. We need two primary colors to make each of these colors. So that's why we call it secondary, like anything that's second. I'm going to read you one of my favorite books, which will teach us all about color mixing. Mouse paint. There's a mouse. There's another mouse. And there's our third mice. Once there were 3 white mice on a white piece of paper, and they blended in so well with the paper that the cat couldn't see them. Meow. One day, while the cat was asleep, the mice saw 3 jars of paint. 1 red, 1 yellow, 1 blue. These are our 3 primary colors. They thought it was mouse paint, so they climbed right in. Oh, those silly mice. So now there was a red mouse and a yellow mouse and a blue mouse. They had so much paint on them, they were dripping puddles onto the paper. The puddles looked like fun. Have you ever jumped in a puddle? It is pretty fun, isn't it? The red mouse stepped into a yellow puddle and did a little dance. Let's all pretend we're a red mouse jumping in a yellow puddle. He's going to jump around and his feet are going to stir, stir, stir the red from his feet and the yellow puddle of paint. Look! My red feet have turned orange. Red and yellow make orange. Look, he's a red mouse with orange feet. The yellow mouse hopped into a blue puddle. Let's all be a yellow mouse. Stir, stir, stir up that blue puddle. what are going to happen to the feet of the yellow mouse? Yellow feet in a blue puddle make green. Oh my. Here's our friends looking. Here's our red mouse with our orange feet and our blue mouse who hasn't jumped in the puddle yet. Then the blue mouse, who didn't want to be left out, jumped into the red puddle. He splashed and mixed and danced around and around. Come on, all you blue mice, jump in the red puddle. Give us a twirl. Purple, they shouted. Blue feet in a red puddle make purple. So now our red mouse has orange feet. Our yellow mouse has green feet. And our blue mouse has purple feet. But the paint on their fur got sticky. They did not like the way it felt anymore. So they found the cat's water dish and washed themselves off till they were white again. Oh my, what is that cat going to say when he comes to get a drink of water? Do you think it'll be rainbow water? Now they decided to take some of the red paint that was in the jar and paint the paper red. And then they painted part of the paper yellow and part of the paper blue. Then they mixed some red paint and some yellow paint, and what did they get? Orange. So they painted part of the page orange. And then they mixed some blue paint and the last bit of yellow paint, and they swirled it together to get green. And then they took the last drop of red and the last drop of blue, and they made purple. It looks like they have made themselves tired from all their mixing and painting. But they did leave a little bit of the paper white, just because of the cat. Meow! They have to hide from the cat when the cat finds his water dish is full of rainbow water. I hope you enjoyed mouse paint. Okay, boys and girls, we're up in the tree house and we're doing some color mixing. So we have some red in this jar and some blue in this jar and some yellow in this jar. Our three primary colors. Let's see what happens when we mix some primary colors. So we're going to take a little bit of red and we're going to take a little bit of blue. And what color did we make? We made purple. Now let's take the rest of our blue and let's add some yellow. And we made green. Okay, so we had some red. Now we're going to add some yellow and we get orange. So we went from having three primary colors, red, blue, and yellow, to making purple, green, and orange. There was an artist named Mondrian who only used primary colors in his artwork. So we see red and blue and yellow, and he used black and white. But he did not use any secondary colors. He didn't mix his colors to make orange or green or purple. He only wanted pure colors. Some artists would mix their colors on a palette. A palette is something like this that you can put your paints in and mix them up before you put them on your painting. Seurat did not mix his colors on a palette. Seurat developed a new type of painting called pointillism. And pointillism basically meant he was using lots and lots of different colored dots. And what Seurat was doing was using a scientific approach to color. And he thought of a system of putting two dots next to each other that would then mix in our eyes when we looked at them. So instead of mixing the red and the blue on the palette, he would put red and blue dots beside each other, and when we looked at the painting from far away, it would look like purple. And when he would put his red and his yellow dots together on the canvas, they would look like orange. It was a very scientific way to paint. A lot of people didn't understand it because they thought that art should be more spontaneous and not quite so scientific. A typical day in Paris at this island called La Grande Jatte, and they were on the River Seine, and people are doing all kinds of Sunday afternoon things. They didn't have television, they didn't have internet, they couldn't go bowling. There were a lot of things that they couldn't do that we now have to entertain ourselves. So they were just down by the river hanging out. And they were sitting there with their family or their friends or just by themselves. And when we look at this painting, can we see some animals? I know that there's a monkey in this painting. I know that there is a couple dogs in this painting. There's somebody fishing. There are some soldiers, 2 soldiers standing together. There's a man playing a horn. And how many umbrellas can you count in this picture? It's not raining, but we're using the umbrellas for sunshade, right? When it's really sunny, then we use umbrellas. Sometimes we call those a parasol so that we can keep the sun off of us. This painting is so famous that there are lots of different versions of it that people have made over the years to imitate this scene that we see in the original Seurat painting. So you'll see lots of different versions here, some made with toys, some made with cartoon characters, and it just proves what a famous painting it is. It is so famous, there is even a music theater production based on this painting. It's called Sunday in the Park with George, and it's a play with music, and it brings these characters to life. Do you like my colorful parasol? Isn't it beautiful? There are all kinds of parasols or umbrellas in the Georges Seurat painting, Sunday Afternoon on the Island of Grande Jatte. Remember, we talked about parasols being good to keep the sun off of us when it's sunny, and it is sunny today. Okay, friends, I have a craft for you, and we're going to be making some color spinners. So there are printables that you can link to at the bottom of this video. But if you don't have a printable, you can just make a circle, take a small plate or cup and make a circle, and then divide it into 6 sections, or really as many sections as you want. But what we're doing is we are experimenting with color mixing. So right now, this circle is yellow and red together. We also have a circle already done with yellow and blue together. And we also have a circle already done with red and blue together. So I also have a fun one started with all the colors of the color wheel together. So you can make your own combinations. Of course, these are the primary colors, and we're going to work on our color mixing. So once you have your color wheel all filled in, you'll cut it out, and then you can put it on the end of a marker or a pencil, put it between your 2 hands and twirl it. And can you see when it's twirling, you get some flashes of purple where the red and blue mix? Now, on the other side of this circle, you can take the same colors, red and blue, and make polka dots, just like Georges Seurat and Pointillism. You see we have red dots and blue dots next to each other. Let's see what happens when those twirl. Ready? We're going to rub them between our hands. So you can try it with the blue and yellow and see if you can get some flashes of green when those dots swirl together. And you see we're just switching it's in between our hands. We're just going back and forth, and we are twirling it around. So you can make some of these at home. You can do this triangles next to each other on one side, and you can do dots next to each other on the other side. Another craft you can do at home is your own color wheel. On this color wheel, we have red and yellow, and in between the red and yellow you see orange. So what I've done is I've made dots just like George Seurat did, so we can practice mixing these colors. So you can do lots of red dots in your red, and then do some yellow dots, and in between where the red and the yellow mix, you're going to have orange. We'll do the same thing with the yellow. You'll bring some of your yellow dots over here into the next green section. Put some blue dots on there as well, and when the yellow and the blue mix, we're going to get green. And then our last section, you have some blue dots and some red dots, and you're going to combine them in the middle, and that will give us violet. Violet is another name for purple. So these are a couple crafts that you can make at home. You can print them off or make them on your own. Practice making dots of different color and seeing how they mix in your eye, just like George Seurat did in the island of Grand Jacques. Here is the tree house. All purple. Here is the tree house. All orange. Here is the tree house. All green. Here is the tree house. All red. How does that make you feel? Here is the tree house. All yellow. And here is the tree house. All blue. Color can really change the way things look and the way we feel. There are emotions or feelings that are related to colors, and they can use colors in theater as well to make different emotions or different feelings for the audience as they are watching the show on the stage. Bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed our adventure in color today. I can't wait to see you again. This is Miss Mo in the treehouse saying have a great, colorful day. I hope you make some art. I'd love to see anything that you make with the projects we shared today or anything that you're doing to be creating and connecting. Until next time.